I want to show you guys the ultimate glass skin. Hey girly whirlies, how are we doing on this beautiful day? The sun is out in the UK for like the first time in a very long time. So I thought it would be the perfect time to show you guys my go-to glass skin makeup. This makeup is going to change your life. This base routine in particular is going to change the game for you. Just look at my skin. I look like I'm glowing from within. A lot of products in this video I would personally like to gatekeep, but I will put you guys on. Okay, we're not going to talk too much. If you guys want to see the tutorial, then keep watching. Okay, now before we do anything to our face, and I mean not even moisturize, we're going to do our brows. It doesn't matter what brow product you're using, it will always perform better before primer or moisturizer. Today we'll be using the e.l.f. Brow Lift. When it comes to natural makeup, I don't like to do a very structured brow. Instead, I like to go for a fluffy brow, but not the classic Stobe brow that we're all used to. It's almost an in-between a structured brow and a fluffy brow. It just gives you that little bit of a facelift. If you press your brows onto your face, it stops them from moving throughout the day as well. As you guys can see, I have pretty thick brows already, so I don't actually go in and fill them, mainly because I'm just lazy, but I also think it does play into the natural vibe of the makeup. But obviously, if that's a necessary step for you in your brow routine, then you can go in and fill in the sparse area. If you are going to do that, I would recommend using a brow pen instead of a brow pencil. You don't want to be moving the placement of your hairs, and an eyebrow pencil will 100% do that. Irregardless of whether you fill in your brows or not, you have to take some micellar water and a cotton bud and just wipe that excess product around your brows, otherwise your makeup is gonna sit really weird around your brows. Don't skip this step. Now that the brows are done, we can get started on the base, which is my personal favorite part. Rule number one to glowy glass skin: moisturize. Skin prep is everything, guys. Going in with a really hydrating moisturizer is super important. The Charlotte Tilbury Magic Cream never lets me down. And just really moisturize that face. We need to get our skin prepared for all the makeup we're gonna put on top. If we have dry skin underneath, then it's going to look really crusty. We don't want to look crusty. If you have particularly dry under eyes, then make sure you are moisturizing below and above. That's actually the cause of concealer creasing most times. For this particular makeup look, you don't have to go in with a primer. The moisturizer is more than enough, but we want a flawless base, so we're going to go in with the Benefit primer and get rid of these pores. This is one of my all-time favorite primers, and it really fills these pores in and makes them disappear. Do I even want to show you guys this product? It's honestly such a game changer. It has changed what natural glowy glass skin makeup is to me. This is her. It's the MAC Skin Tint. It is a skin tint, but I don't really like to use it on its own because it is quite illuminating, as it says in the name. Okay, I put way too much on. I can't really see myself in this viewfinder, so I'm gonna just take some off. I'm just gonna go ahead and blend this in with my fingers. Look at the glow on this side of my face. Once you put makeup on top, it's literally gonna look like you're glowing from within. Obviously, at this point you can still see a lot of my blemishes. We want to cover those up without having to use a full coverage foundation. The best way to do this is to use a full coverage concealer instead. The NARS Soft Matte Concealer is perfect for this. We're just gonna pick up some of that product using a flat brush and just kind of stamp it onto where your blemishes are, and we're gonna let this sit for a while just so that it can really build up that coverage. Instead of a full coverage foundation, we're gonna opt for a skin tint. I love this one, guys. I was very skeptical about this product, but once I tried it, I was sold. It's the YSL Bare Look Tint, and what I want you guys to do is to actually put that product on your hand and then dot it around your face, starting from the outer portion of your face, because we're going to move that product inward. When you start to put a lot of product in the center of your face, it's going to look like you're wearing a lot of makeup, and we want to fake this no makeup thing. So focus most of your product on the outer portion of your face instead. Then just take a brush and start to blend that product inwards towards the center of your face. Make sure that you're stamping onto your face as opposed to swiping. We don't want to move the placement of that concealer. Already it's starting to look so beautiful. At this point, most of the product is already finished, so you're just using whatever's left on your brush. Then I want you to take a damp beauty blender and just press it all down for that really flawless base. We don't want brush stroke. Just look at the skin. It's taken my redness away. It still looks super fresh and glowy, and in person it doesn't look cakey, which is the key thing here. Just trust me, guys, once you try this combo and you see your skin looking like this, you're never gonna go back. Honestly, most times that I do natural makeup, I don't even contour. I just feel like it takes away away from the natural look and makes it look like you're wearing a lot of makeup. But if I do, I'm using something like this. It's the Maybelline Perfector 4-in-1 Glow. Place it on the high points of your cheek, going upwards towards your temple like so. And don't put too much on, guys. We want this to look as natural as possible. This is actually a skin tint. It's not even a contour product. I've just picked it up in a darker shade. And that's exactly why I'm using it today, because it's still going to give us that really natural finish. Going over it with the beauty blender again, just to blend everything in seamlessly. Do you see how natural that looks? Looks like we've just been kissed by the sun. I am just obsessed with this makeup routine. We haven't even got started, guys. If I was going to do a full coverage look, I would use a brightening concealer that is quite literally white. We're still going to use a concealer that is going to brighten our under eyes, but we just don't want it to look like a heavy contrast between the rest of our face. Like, look at the difference between them. This is still brightening, but this is quite literally white. This is the NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer. I'm going to place it in these areas right here, a little bit here as well, some on the chin, teeniest bit on the forehead, and going down the nose just to highlight that bridge. I really do love this concealer. It's one of my all-time favorites. Again, we're going to let the concealer sit for a minute or two, gather some coverage, and then blend her out. We're going to blend with that damp beauty blender again, starting from the outer to the inner corner of our eye. As you can see, we still have a nice brightened under eye, but it's just in line with our natural skin tone. It makes it feel unintentional and effortless, which is kind of the whole point of this look. For our blush, we're going to take the Rare Beauty blush. Remember, guys, when it comes to the Rare Beauty blush, not too much. That's it, no more blush. We're not going to go blush crazy today. This is in the shade Believe. I am so obsessed with this shade. Now listen, I love a Barbie pink blush, but when it comes to a natural makeup look, I like to opt for something that's kind of got a red undertone. Like, we barely put anything on, but the blush is blushing. I actually kind of like to take the blush a little bit in towards my cheeks. We're constantly going back in with this beauty blender just to make sure that all the products are kind of meshed in together. They look very natural. Like, can you see the difference? This way you look like you're blushing from within. We're already very glowy, but a little bit more of glow never hurt anybody. In terms of highlighter, when it comes to these looks, I stay away from powders. Instead, we're going to take a liquid highlighter. This one's from Iconic London. It's their Roll Away Glow liquid highlighter, and just place that on the points of your cheeks where if you were turning your head, you would naturally glow in, and just blend that out with your fingers. You can always add some to the nose as well. Now, it's really important to not set your entire face, otherwise you're going to take all of that glow that we've worked so hard for away. The Huda Beauty Easy Bake Loose Powder is my ride or die powder, but I don't like to use it in these makeup looks because it adds that layer of cake that we do not want. Instead of that, we're going to take a pressed powder. This one's from Charlotte Tilbury. It's their Airbrush powder. If you guys aren't using powder puffs to set your face, then this is going to be the biggest game changer for you. Buy one today. Best tip that I have for a flawless under eye is to make sure that you blend that product first, stay looking up, and then set your under eyes. Like I said, we don't want to set our entire face. Stick to these areas right here, kind of above your upper lip, your chin, and your forehead, where you tend to look sweaty, not glowy, which is not cute. When Charlotte Tilbury said airbrush, she was not lying. Such a good powder. The base is officially done. It's just gorgeous. It's everything. I'm living for this. Moving on to eyes, we want to focus more on creating shape rather than color. Grab a brown eyeshadow. This is the Natasha Denona palette, but she's quite expensive, so you don't need to use this one. This is the eye shape we want to go for. We want to elongate the eyes. Follow the natural curve of your bottom lash, and then just do a little flick in that exact direction, nothing too long at this moment of time, and then connect it to your upper and smoke that out a little bit. Then with whatever's left on your brush, I want you to kind of drag that product outwards. We want it to look really natural, not like a very intentional line. Always go back and start to deepen this part of the eyeliner. Then follow the natural curve of your top lash line. If you're somebody that is scared to do inner corner liner, trust me, with eyeshadow it's so much easier, especially if you have the right brush. To complete the eyes, we're going to take a waterliner. This one's from NARS. It's in the shade Mambo, and it's my all-time favorite. You are going to see exactly why in a second. Just look at how gorgeous that is. It really brings the eye look together. Sometimes all you need is that little bit of pop of color to really bring out your eye. This is just my all-time favorite type of makeup to do. Another little thing that I like to do is use a brown mascara instead of a black mascara. This is the YSL Lash Clash mascara. I really love this one. The reason that I like to go for a brown mascara is because you're still gonna get that dramatic lash, but it's just not so much in your face, especially when we're going for quite a subtle makeup look. It's also very in line with the brown eye look that we've done today, so it's all gonna look very cohesive. Mascara is really that product that just brings everything together. If you're like me and you have very naturally straight lashes, I would focus the mascara on the tips of your lashes as opposed to the base. That way they're gonna stay curled throughout the day. My lip liner of choice today was the MAC in Strip Down, and we're finishing off the lips with this beautiful gloss from Chic Glam in the shade Chocolate Cake. And there you have it, guys. This beautiful, beautiful makeup look, which I am obsessed with if you couldn't tell. This is truly my go-to makeup. It makes me feel so confident, so beautiful, and it looks good in person, which we all love. I've decided to do a lot more beauty related content on my YouTube. I used to do it a lot before, and I've just honestly fallen off. Life has got really busy lately, and we have some exciting things coming onto the channel soon. I'm gonna be back with lots more tips and tricks and makeup looks. So yeah, if you guys want to see all of that good stuff, then make sure you subscribe to me, and if you can, just click that little like button right now. It really does help me out. Love you all.